Now we're live. And now it doesn't matter because we're still just pre-show bantering, waiting for the other Canadians to show up. So, and I don't have a drink. I need to go grab something to drink.
Did I share with you guys what Matt Dinneman sent out in his Patreon the other day?
I can't. Oh, so you're part of his Patreon? I keep trying to get on his Discord, but it won't let me. Like,
I think you have to be a part of his Patreon to get on the Discord. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, that would make sense.
I can double check. But so he released. We're up to chapter 48 now in book 8. I haven't read any of them because I want to hear Jeff Hayes read it to me.
Oh, hell yes, yeah.
But I have been participating in the votes, and let's see. This is what he said in his last thing. Also, the vote for the water park was so close to the House vote, we'll do both. But since the House one lost, I'm going to make a few minor, what the hell are you smoking, tweaks. And now I want to know. Like, I want to go back and read this.
Yeah, no joke. Well, we got one person. Well, we had one person watching the show. So, okay, we're on. Well, I don't see y'all. Let's see here.
Is this the first time you've done the little scrolling crayon, or am I just now noticing it?
I only do it for pre-show stuff, for like, because I was like, I need to try to stay somewhat on time, even though, I mean, you know, I'm not trying to trash talk Sai, but you know, like if you watch his streams, it comes on, says, you know, going live, we're almost ready. Almost there. And I'm just like, if I don't catch it live, it's always like fast forward 3 or 4 minutes. And I was just like, okay, there's the show start. I even went into his comments one time and actually put in, you know, the time code. It was like show start here just to be a dick. So, but no, anyway, so I want to kind of try to stay on time. So I'm just like, oh, well, if it's pre-show stuff, whatever. And so I just have the scroll going on the bottom. So, because I'll end up cutting all this off. It says we're backstage.
Are people watching us live?
Yeah. Well, there's no one on right now.
On this show. Yeah.
So
I haven't been doing the other shows. So.
Do y'all see them in the backstage? I don't see them.
No, but I'm not. Since we're not hosting it, I don't know if we could.
I don't see them.
Yeah.
Wrong channel.
I was gonna say, are they in the right?
There they are.
What year is it?
We literally forgot what time it was.
I was having breakfast.
Didn't realize it was 11 o'clock, and then started clicking on the Creatively Geeky StreamYard link and didn't know why nobody was on.
And this is exactly why I did this layout the way I've done it, because, hey, Born Distracted, how you doing, man? Because whenever the comments come up, it'd be on the bottom there, and I was like, I don't want someone's face getting covered. So,
like me all the time.
Yeah, no joke. So,
sorry about that. Oh my God,
it's all good. It's all good.
There, I'm like, babe, we got to set up the. I'm like, I point to the laptop. He's like, I'm like, it starts at 11. He's like, what? He didn't even know it was 11. He's like, I didn't know what time it was.
All right, so quick clarification. Y'all did y'all realize that I'm originally asking for this to be your either top 5 books or top 3 series?
Yes.
Of the ones that we've read on the show, not just just making.
Yeah.
Which was hard for me because I'm like, because it was a couple of them. He was like playing with the idea of putting them on the show. And never did, and then I wound up reading them, and I'm like, I love them, so I had to remember which was actual books and which was actual.
I'll tell you more about it when we get to that part of the show, but I'm currently reading something that is a payback to Ray for all the books that he's chosen, and so it's going to be my pick.
Yeah, before you guys got on, we were talking about picking 1 or 2 of our least favorites, and
I have lots of least favorites, and they were all ones I picked.
and I was like, I picked several of those, I'm sure.
Me too. I think I picked 1 or 2.
Also, my lovely wife, I believe, is still asleep and has definitely forgotten that we're recording. So if you see her pop up, be like, "What are you doing?" that's what's going on.
Let me do this real quick. I just realized something else I did do real quick. I was going to post this on some of the Discords real quick. Be like, hey, we're live. So if anyone wants to come watch us, because I kind of forgot to do that. So I guess Born Distracted just happened to catch that we're live or wrote it down or something. Whatever you did, man, thanks. Thanks for showing up. That's awesome.
I blame Jen for all of this because we don't record at this time of day.
I know. But I did try to move it later when I realized my schedule changed, and then everybody had plans already. So
yeah.
But we could play games after if anybody wants.
I have to go get groceries and help wrap presents, and I've got a full day ahead of me. So yeah,
boring.
It really sucks because I'm pretty much kind of finished my new PC sitting here. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. I want to play the new PC, but because I've literally been working on it for weeks. Let me tell you, if anyone is interested in doing RetroArch to play games, and you're like me, and you have to make sure that everything has box art and it looks nice and neat and everything, come talk to me about file names, because for whatever reason, some other stuff, like just some other things that you can use to do this, like are like, oh, Super Mario Brothers. Okay, here's 15 boxes. Which one is yours? RetroArch, on the other hand, is like, oh, you forgot the period at the end of Brothers? I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. And I'm just like, so I'm going through and I'm like, it doesn't like ampersand. You have to have like an underscore, or it's and, or maybe one thing is capitalized and something else isn't. And I'm just like, for the love of God. And we're talking about thousands of games. So it is what it is. So
I don't know anything about any of that, but I did finally learn how to play Munchkin after. When did we start Geek Fest? How many years was that? And I never played it.
Fun. It's very
fun.
Not just that. It's one of those games that's like, here are the rules, but there's a lot of wiggle room. So
yeah.
And I get it. Like my friend Travis, he hates games where like he doesn't like playing. And I think Joseph, you have a newer version, so maybe it's better about this. But he does not like House on the Hill. He hates that game. He goes because the rules are so amorphous. He's like exact. I need it explained exactly how this goes.
The new rule book is much different than the old rule book.
Yeah, see, I need to see. I hate to buy a new copy of the whole game, but part of me is just like, do I need to buy a copy of the whole game?
We've been playing Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, which is based on that, but in Baldur's Gate world, and it is fun, but it's very shifty, like you said.
Shifty, nice. All right, let's see here. This is gonna be fun scrolling through these, and I'm gonna be able to check. I'm gonna be able to type. Yes, I will be able to type. It's gonna be kind of weird, and of course, y'all know my spelling and typing sucks. So this is gonna be a fun time. Why did I decide to do this to myself? All right, is everyone pretty much ready to go?
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. Yes. All right. So banners. Click this one off. There we go. All right. Let's get started. 3, 2.
This is the Marginally Geeky Show, the Epically Geeky Book Club.
Greetings and welcome to the Marginally Geeky Show, episode 100. We've been doing this show for years now because it's always been a monthly show, and I mean we've skipped a couple of months here and there. So yeah, like this is a long time coming. I am your host, Eugene Stevens. I'm joined by everyone who's still currently an active member of the show. I say that because I was going through and looking. We've had some people that were on the show and dropped off and everything else. So yeah, let me just go ahead and do quick introductions. We've got Sean, Joseph, Jennifer, Ray, and Chris. How's everyone doing?
Peachy.
What day
Okay.
is it?
What day is it? I
What
don't
day
even
is
know.
If you were watching this live, this is not the normal time that we would record this. So I'd almost say this is the time of day that like Cyrus would do a recording, but he doesn't even wait till this late. Like Cy does his is like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning,
Ew.
and I'm just like, what is wrong with you, man? But
Sorry.
anyway, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We have to account for the little bit of water that's between us. So for episode 100, came up with the idea that we were going to go back and look at come up with our list of either our top 5 books or top 3 series. I knew that was going to be difficult for everybody. That's partially why you did it. I love putting Cy through the ringer on that. It's like, hey, come up with your list of top 5 Super Nintendo games. Go. And it's just like, it's like he's having to pick between his children. So anyway, that was the idea we came up with for this. So what we've done is everyone got the option to either pick their top 5 books or the top 3 series. You do not have to rank them. Did not ask you to do that. I wasn't going to make you pull teeth that way. I did rank mine just because that's how devious I am. So I have mine ranked, and I'm going to go 5 to 1. But yeah, so that's how we'll go about doing this. And I was going to put up on the screen as we're going through. I'm going to type this stuff out so everyone can have a visualization of what's going on. So everyone feel free to please not mock me that bad, but I know my typing is horrible. So is my spelling. So we will see how this goes. Hopefully I've got a feeling there may be times I can just copy and paste, because I have a feeling there are certain series that have kind of hit almost everyone, or at least the majority of us. And that's kind of the way it goes. So, all right. Dog. All right, and I have to scroll through this because of the way that I have this set up visually. So I'm gonna have to kind of go through this like this. It's gonna be weird.
I swear, the pets know when we are recording because they don't normally do this.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And you're like, oh, I've got the zoomies now, and so the cat is now pissing off the dog. Like,
well, with that being said, would anyone like to go first?
I'll go first, but I'm doing series, not books. You mean?
Okay, you're gonna do series.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do your top 3 series.
Yes.
All right. So let me get this corrected here. And are you doing them in any particular order?
Yes. So this is number 3 on my list.
This is number 3. All right, Joseph.
There
we go. All right. What is your number 3 series?
It was a book I recommended. It was the very first book in the Witcher saga. I did not know if I was going to like it. I knew that I was going to, and I like the video game, so I figured I would like it. I did not realize that I was going to then read all 6 books or 7 books or whatever it is right after that. So I felt that was worthy of my top 3.
Fair
Anything
enough.
that spawned oh my God, I liked it enough to go buy all the rest of them is going to be on this list.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think I've done 2 books in the series, and it just didn't really grip me as much as I was hoping it was. It's one of those I was like, well, I may go back eventually. The problem is we've had other series show up, and it completely fell off my radar, to be honest with you. So, but I did enjoy the first 2 books I think that I've read. So, but yeah, no, that's a good series. So, and yeah, I kind of figured that would be one of yours on there. So, tell you what, just so that we can go kind of in order as the way the video is, Jen, would you like to go next?
Sure. I'm doing top 5 books, and I was not able to really rank them except for my number 1. It's kind of the only one that I really, really loved. So I'll start with The Princess Diarist by Carrie Fisher.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Although I don't remember a ton of details, I do, remember the overall gist of loving her story and hearing kind of her perspective. And, it was right before she passed. So,
yeah,
nostalgia.
I literally brought that up here just before we started the show. Yeah, I did spell that right. It's just something like I was spelled Cyrus. And yeah, I will never forget that part in the book. Like, I was listening to it at double speed, like I do pretty much all books, and I get to this part in the book, and my brain just short circuited, and I was just like, wait, and I like literally hit rewind, and then slowed it down to normal speed, and I was just like, Yeah, that is what she said. I can't believe that's what she said, but that's what she said. So when she was talking about her mother trying to hook her up with a gay man for the first time she had sex, and I was just like, what? But yeah, that was a thing that happened. But yeah, that was a really good book. And like we were talking a little bit before the show, I'm just gonna kind of flip back over here. That was the 5th book that we did on, or the 4th book we did on this show.
Wow.
I don't have this date on that. I need to go back and look to see what the date on that was. I should have written down the dates, but yeah, episode number 5 on this show, The Princess Diarist. So,
wow.
Throwback.
All right. Yeah. All right. Ray, would you like to go next?
Sure. I did my top 5. So,
Okay.
And I did. This is no particular order because fuck you. But I just recently re-listened to this one, and I'm really excited to see what they do with the movie Project Hail Mary. Like, such a good movie, such a good book, and like, I'm curious how Ryan Gosling's going to do. I'm excited that they're going to do. It looks like they're going to try and be as faithful to the book as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I love the slow reveals. Yeah, just waking up not knowing what's going on, and you got to figure out how to save the world. Like that's pretty cool. So
yeah, it's interesting how they did the trailer for this, because I was like, are they going to talk about Rocky? Are they going to reveal Rocky? And they kind of did the trailer just like the book. It's like all build up of, oh my God, why am I here? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. That's another spaceship, and that's definitely not man-made. Like, yeah. I was like, okay, I think if they understand this well enough for the trailer, hopefully they got the book right, or they got the entire movie right. So
that trailer that has the Sign of the Times in the orchestral version, you got to play that cranked as loud as possible. It cuts right through your soul. It's so good.
They did a good job with it.
We play it in the house a lot.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward. I was almost nervous for the fall winter movie game. I think originally the movie was scheduled to come out sometime around now, and then it got pushed back. And I thought about that as things when I was like, did I somehow leave Project Hail Mary off the fall winter movie game? But luckily I didn't. So it has happened. I have dropped it. Something has not had a thing on the list, and I missed it. And just totally, we was like, why wasn't that on the list? I would have totally picked that. And I was like, I know, forgot. So anyway, it is what it is. All right, let's see here. Chris, would you like to go next?
Sure.
All right. What are you doing?
My top 5 books.
Okay. Are they
Also,
ranked?
No, in no particular order. Because I feel pretty much the same about all of them. So, but the first one that I'm going to say is a series, but I treat it like one book. So it's the Quantum Earth series by Dennis E. Taylor. So that's Outland and Earthside. I'm a natural disaster girly. I love it so much. I've listened to it 4 or 5 times, I think, at this point. And it just, what?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just watching Eugene try to spell, and then I'm.
Here's a couple of things real quick. Number one, because I go between 2 systems here. I have my Mac Mini and I have a PC that I go between. So I specifically bought, it's not the highest quality, but it's a pretty cheap mouse and keyboard, but it allows me to go between 2 different like Bluetooth things. And for whatever reason, I don't know what the thing is, but the Bluetooth has started acting really wonky. And so even though I think I'm hitting an A, it's not. And I'm typing and I go, oh, where's the A? So I got to go back. So yeah, it's
all good.
You know what else doesn't help? Cats. Cat hair and mice do not go together, because I cannot tell you how often I'm constantly blowing on here to try to get like what little hair is in here, because I'm sitting there going, come on, move, do something. It's infuriating. Anyway.
I apologize, Chris.
No, that's okay. I was like, did I unintentionally say something funny?
No, I figured it was me, but yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've read both of these books. It's not quite to the point. I'm just like, hey, Dennis, could you like focus on this instead of Bobiverse?
At that point, I'm like, okay, we love Bob. We get it. I want more of the G6. I want more of them, of the Nebraska college. I love what he's done with it. And it's very, I don't know, it's like one of my comfort listens. It may have something to do with Ray Porter's voice. I'm not entirely sure because he has got a very soothing cadence. But
yes, he does.
One of my favorite books series, but I treat them like one book.
You almost kind of have to. Now, I think once we get to at least a third, it's like, okay, now it's become a series, but it's because it literally picks up like what?
Like
weeks?
right after.
Right.
After that, yeah. So.
And I usually just listen to it right after it lands done anyway. So I just pick up her side right after anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Sean, did you decide to go with series or books?
Series.
And so did you rank yours?
Yeah, I'll rank them.
All right.
Basically, all mine are, it's replayability.
Okay.
That I can just keep listening over and over and over again. So number 3 would be Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Ah.
I read and listen to that one like frequently over like the last 25 years. And it's one of those books you can like pick up, flip to any page and start laughing within a couple sentences. Yeah. So
we watched that movie.
That's one of our favorite movies.
Like I love
it was hit hard by critics, but I enjoyed it. I thought
it was a great adaptation. But what I love is that they've explained that each series is its own thing, right? Like the radio series is its own thing. The book is its own thing. And the movie is its own thing. And that's why it's different.
And I'll do all of them. Like I'll watch the old television series. I'll listen to the old radio broadcasts, or I'll listen to the book, or it's great.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna jump in with mine. I did rank them because before the show I was talking about, I was like, it was pretty easy for me to come up. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna do books. And like my initial list was like 11 or 12. And I was just like, oh, cool. So I have to cut this in more than half. This is going to be fun. But I'm like you, Sean, part of this played into replayability. Part of this played into just my memory of it and just kind of all the stuff that went into it. And that's why I don't think it's going to be on anyone else's list, because I know the series kind of fell off for the rest of y'all. I still enjoy going through it all the way. But my number 5 is Off to Be the Wizard. Because I love that entire series. I love the fact that we got to interview the man. But yeah, the first book is probably the best of that series. So it was so different. I just absolutely loved it. And the fact that like me and Jen and Lainey all dressed up as characters. I still have my wizard costume is still in my closet, and I break it out from time to time. My wizard staff that would normally have hot sauce in it is sitting right there. So
I go back to that once in a while. I feel like the itch to go and listen to that one. And then for some reason I'm like, you know what? I gotta listen to something else. And for some reason,
Born Distracted said, does the movie version of a book change the way you imagine the book when we rereading it?
Depends on the order I've listened or watched.
Yeah, it does kind of depend. Since I listened to all of mine, that's my biggest thing. Like when I'm listening to it, like that's the voice I associate it with it. And so one of the problems is when you then watch a movie or something that's been made out of it, it's like that's not their voice. I know you're doing your version of that character, and they've picked you for that particular reason. But yeah, like it really does. Like if they were going to try to do this, if the characters did not sound like they did in the audiobook version, I would be like, nope, that's wrong. That's wrong. I can't do that. So
on our other show, I have complained about this extensively, how the movie Dune does not pronounce things the same way that the narrator of the Dune series reads them, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, Dune is one of those that's just like, there's so many variations all over the place. So yeah, it's crazy. All right, so we are back around to Joseph. Scroll through here. All right, Joseph. All right. What is your next one in your series? What's your next?
So number 2, actually, when I was thinking about these books, because even though I had planned for this wrong, this was still going to be my number 2 choice anyway. But I was really looking at it, and I was kind of thinking about all the books I've ever read. I think this is the book that got like truly is like, okay, I'm a sci-fi book reader. Movies, video games, comic books, all the time, but books, sci-fi, never really did. This one's one of it. So it's the Bobiverse, and thank you guys for introducing me to that show because I had to catch up to be able to do a show with you guys. So it's great.
I think Bobiverse is going to end up on a bunch of our things, but who was the one that picked it? Was that you, Sean?
I think it was
Yeah. I hate to say it, but of all, you have probably picked some of the greatest bangers on this.
I still vividly remember a conversation you and I had, Eugene, driving back from Tyler, stopping at a Taco Bell in God knows where, middle of Texas, and you saying you have to read these two books, The Bobiverse and Expeditionary Force.
Oh yeah. Like it's funny because I was actually thinking about that the other day. Like I was like, if I were to have a conversation with someone and they just like asked me kind of like, just to have a conversation, what 3 series would you recommend to people? And I was just like, like Bobiverse still is number 1. I don't think anything's going to change that. My number 2 and 3 do swap around, but yeah, Bobiverse is, I
definitely ask what the person's into and kind of their level for.
Oh, and that's definitely, that's a great point, Ray, because we've had conversations about that. We're like, this is okay. So I don't have it pulled up here, but our new, we have a new shirt that specifically says, that sucked. I didn't like it, whatever. And it literally just says at the bottom, that wasn't for me. And because we've covered series on this, on everything that's just like, I loved it, but so-and-so, it wasn't for someone else. And you've got a great point. Like, if you don't like science fiction, you're not going to like the Bobiverse books.
No. At all.
At all. So if you don't like resource management porn, you're not going to like this. So, yeah, absolutely. Jen, what's your next one?
I will go with The Power.
Really?
I think we watched that or read that kind of early on, right? Like maybe, before I moved to Ireland anyway. And yeah, I just liked, it was an interesting concept. Now there were some things in the stories that I took issue with, but I don't know. I thought it was a different kind of story than I'd read before, and I just found it intriguing.
Episode 25. So yeah, that's been a minute. So did they ever release any additional? Is that like a series or is that just a one-off still?
No, but they made a show of it on Amazon.
Okay.
And I think, I don't know how far it went. I only got halfway through the series before moving here and like not being able to watch it. But it was Toni Collette played the main lady that ends up like running for president. And I can't think of her name. The girl who played Moana and was in Mean Girls was her daughter. So that was interesting. John Leguizamo was the husband. So they had like a decent cast, but I don't know that it got picked up for a second season. It was a few years ago.
Fair enough. Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember. That's one of those you talked about before the show. Some of these are just like, what was that book about? Because we've done a lot of them, and plus we've all done a lot of other books, in addition to. But yeah, that was one of the ones that I was just like, I vaguely kind of remember something about women ended up getting a power, like
the power to conduct electricity.
That's right. It was. I couldn't remember if it was different things, like everyone had different powers, or everyone had the same power, and so. But yeah, that one's been a bit. It's been a minute since we've covered that one. So
yeah.
I mean, technically speaking, it's been a minute since we covered the Magic 2.0 books because like literally that was early 20s as well. So, but hell, We Are Legion, We Are Bob. That was number 12. Woof. What's this say? So far, most of our books have been like the early run of the show. So, alrighty then. Ray, what's your next one?
So the series has already been brought up, but I have to go with We Are Legion, We Are Bob. That kicks everything off, and it sets the tone for the entire series. I'm fascinated by the way he snaps out of consciousness and in and out of consciousness, and like the world building that kind of happens, and the explanation of what like the alternate history of Earth is essentially future, I guess. It was just, it was such a good invite or introduction to the series.
Yeah. I mean, is it really alternate if it seems like Faith is going to take hold of the U.S.?
Seems plausible.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Can we freeze our heads already, please?
All right, let's see here. Yeah, because I know we're just gonna keep piling on we are, Bob. So let's see here. Chris, what's your next one?
I will not be saying the Bobiverse because I knew that pretty much everybody else basically.
But this is your list.
I know.
Exactly.
I'm just saying that I wasn't going to because I love it, but like I'm like, yeah, but I like other stuff more. And I knew it was going to be on our basis. So my second pick is one that I picked, and it's Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I've since gone on to read Bookshops and Bone Dust, which is the prequel, and then there's a third one that came out last month, I think, called Brigands and Bread Knives, and I haven't read that one yet. But
really, so there's a third one now.
There's a third one, yeah. So
Okay.
Legends and Lattes kind of introduced me to like the cozy fantasy realm.
Mhm.
I just really, I don't know why I find it funny, and it just tickles me that Viv is this like mercenary orc who
Mhm.
just wants to open up a coffee shop. I don't know why. I just love that. I think it's funny and cute, and she's this huge creature, and she's just like so gentle and like, yeah, I stab things for a living, but now I want to make lattes.
Yeah.
I think I relate to that a little bit, I guess. And I have listened to not all of the audiobook, but a little bit. And I know Travis Baldree does narrate it.
Mhm.
Pretty good narrator. I do like his voice as well. And I like all the baking in it too. So maybe that's what it is as well. I enjoy all the baking and yeah. But that's a comfort read for me too.
Okay. I'm gonna have to add that one because I know I enjoyed the first one. I think the prequel was just okay. But I'd be interested to see how the third one is.
So the thing I'll warn you about the third one, that it was kind of a hesitation for me.
Mm.
It's not the same. So it's not the same characters in the way of like, it's not
Viv.
It's not Viv. It's not.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I liked following along with Viv. I really enjoyed her as a character.
Mhm.
So for her not to be the protagonist, it was like, oh, well, no.
See, and I just like the world, so I don't care.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I just like the world.
Just a heads up.
Okay. Good to know, because otherwise I'll be like, where is everybody? Have I forgotten? That's another thing. Don't you hate when you read a series that's kind of an anthology type of thing and it picks up and you're just like, did I forget about these characters? Are these new characters? What's going on here? So, yeah. All right, Sean, what's your next one?
My next one is Trader's Tales by Nathan Lowell.
Mm-hmm.
And even just that first series, like it branches off into multiple series afterwards. There's a prequel, but that initial series, it's just one I have listened over and over and over and over again. And it's like a palate cleanser for me, but it's a long friggin' pile, like 6 books or something like that in 6 in the first series. So yeah, it takes a little while to go through them.
Because there's 6 in the first series. There's
3 for sequels, and then 3 for a prequel.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of fucking books.
There's a lot of books.
Oh yeah, it expands a lot.
Yeah. But
yeah, and I wasn't
just
sure.
The quarter share to owner share, those
Yeah.
share books, though, I love those.
I wasn't sure about the run books, Milk Run, Home Run, and
Yeah.
the other run until it got kind of really looped in with the other ones, and then they've grown on me. So, but yeah. Anytime Ishmael comes out, I'm just like, all right, put it on the list. It's gonna get read. So
I'll do the Trader's Tales, and then the one right afterwards, Seeker's Tales, because it gives you closure for the
Yes, it does.
Trader Tale. So you need that bit, and then I'll stop there and then go back to the beginning.
Fair enough. Yeah. Let's see here. My next one is, I had to find it on my phone. I was just like, I know I wrote this down somewhere. Where did I put this? I broke them apart because, like I said, I was playing by the imaginary rules that I created myself. Outland. But like you said, Chris, you have to read Earthbound if you read Outland, and whatever will be the next one, you'll have to read it too, because you don't get, like, it comes to a stopping place, but it's more like a chapter break. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, cool, I like where this was, but what happens next? So
Well, Dennis does that for like most of his books.
Yeah, exactly. So, and even some of his books that I've been like, no, I'm fine with it. I think it's okay. If you don't do any more, it's all right. And then, like, as soon as they announced a second, he announced he's going to do another one from Roadkill. I'm just like, yes, please. So I was perfectly fine with Roadkill. Roadkill was a good book. It was a good standalone story. But as soon as he's like, I think I'm going to do a second, I'm like, nope, I'm there. I'm good. So, but Outland, Earthbound, I love these. I love those books. And like I said on that episode, I don't know what it is about Gunzilla, but I just love her little attitude of, fuck you, I'm protecting my family. And then like, because she's got it in the right order. Family, and then the whole group, and then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I'm going to protect the group, but if you fuck with these other 5 people, like, you're dead. You're a dead person. And I'm just like, yeah, absolutely. In the situation you're in, you got the right of it, lady. So, all right. Back around to Joseph.
I wonder what this is going to be.
I was going to say, is it really a question?
What is your number one series that we've done on this show?
I'm going to argue the one that caused such a fervor that we decided to review 3 books in the first episode.
Yeah.
CCC.
Yep.
For people that have not listened to audiobooks, this is the one that I go to first. I say, go listen to this.
Yeah.
This will set your bar very high, but definitely get you interested in audiobooks.
So I have seen, going through reels and stuff, I have seen where they've been putting up reels and snippets and stuff of Jeff Hayes reading, snippets from the books and everything. And Alex just happened to be around at one time. I was like, hey, Alex, come here real quick. And the way they do it is it's him in the sound booth reading, and then, like, kind of up top they have the characters going. And so it's literally a conversation between Carl and Donut and I think someone else. And I was just like, Alex, listen to this. And he's like, okay. I was like, this is all one guy. He's like, what? I'm like, does it not sound like it's at least 2 people? Not because it's a little bit different voice. It literally sounds like a male and female reading this. And he's just like, wow. I'm like, yeah, like, he's got a hell of a voice for doing audiobooks. Because we've talked about that on this show in multiple cases, how it would be preferable to have at least one male and one female reader to handle the different characters. We kind of said, I mean, it's not like we came to a hard decision or whatever, but it tends to be, I tend to prefer male readers for female characters than vice versa. Not always the case. There are some excellent female readers out there that can do a really good male voice. But yeah, one of the worst ones though, and I had such high hopes for it, and I think, Ray, you're the only other person that read some of the books, was the Jessica Blackwood series. And then we finally got a crossover of another book, and, like, there's a male reader for that one because it's a male protagonist, and we had the female reader for her. And there's, like, they're doing a crossover. I'm like, and they've got both of the readers, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be fantastic. And they ended up, she read a chapter, then he read a chapter. She read a chapter. And I was just like, this is horrible, because I do not like her version of the male character, and I don't like his version of her. And I was totally got that wrong.
It's part of the reason why I haven't reread those series.
It's kind of, yeah.
It's the murder series that you like, Jessica Blackwood and stuff like that. I really enjoyed the series. I just, like you said, it's the back and forth. I'm like, such a missed opportunity, and
absolutely,
I'd probably re-listen to it a lot more if they had it.
Yeah. And especially now that, especially since we've started doing some books that are sound booth theater, man, it's really hard when you actually have 2 or 3 males and 2 or 3 females, and just between that small cast, you can have hundreds of characters that sound so distinct.
Yeah,
it's hard to go back and be like, who's this person supposed to be? Oh, he's doing John. I thought he was still doing Sam. It's too close. Yeah.
I love what Sound Booth Theater is doing.
I do too. So
I just want to say thank you, Joseph, for introducing me to lit RPG. I didn't even know that was a freaking genre. And then listening to Dungeon Crawl Car, which I think if I had read it, I wouldn't have liked it like at all.
Jeff Hayes definitely.
Yeah, he made the whole thing, and I had to convince him that was just one narrator. We were having a bit of a spat about it.
Oh, I totally get it. Yeah, I totally thought it was. I was like, this has to be a female.
Yeah,
but I love it, and I love it so much. And I know I rag on Matt Dinniman like putting Carl and Donut through peril, and I'm annoyed by it. And also secretly, I'm like, he's a great storyteller. So thank you for introducing us to that.
Yeah.
You guys missed it earlier, but I was telling everyone else that he sent out an email from his Patreon a couple days ago. He's up to chapter 48 in book 8 at this point. I haven't read any of it, but there was a vote that we voted on where it was either a water park or a house. We were given no context on what that meant. So I voted water park.
Yeah.
That's what I voted. And so the email came back and says like, well, the water park and house vote were so close, but water park won, but they were close enough that we'll do them together. He's like, but I'm going to make some, what the hell were you smoking tweaks to the house? And I was like, okay, now I have to read this. I'm not going to because I want Jeff Hayes to read it to me, but yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Just real quick. Yeah, I was actually introduced to lit RPG a different way by a book series that I just randomly found that I actually introduced to Joseph, and Joseph did not care for just because, not because of necessarily the storyline or where it was going. He hated the way the guy was playing the character. He's just like, you're doing it all wrong. So.
The story is great, but the concept of the guy, he's actually playing this game. He made every decision wrong. Like just wrong. He was wrong. As someone who has played a stealth archer and a healer and every other build that he was running through, he was just wrong.
See, I was just there for the ride. I wasn't even worried about that. I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I would choose that route. I don't know if I necessarily would, but that's what this guy did. And Joseph the whole time just played just like nails on a chalkboard. He's like, why would you do that?
Exactly.
So Born Distracted was asking, how often, if ever, do audiobooks use multiple voice-over people? It seems like it's becoming more the thing. Like it definitely was not, that used to not be the thing. But it
There's
definitely seems like
audio studios that have really taken up.
Yeah. We did an interview with he's got 3 first names. What's it?
Justin.
Yeah, Justin.
Yeah.
He's the CEO of Sound Booth Theater, and that's what they're specifically doing. Is they're like, this is how audiobooks should be done, more like kind of a production. But I mean, going back, I'm a big Stephen King fan, and depending on the book, if it's just one story, they'll get one reader for it. But a lot of his books that are like a collection of short stories, a lot of times they used to go get big big celebrities, and they're like, okay, you're going to read this story and you're going to read this story. And so, yeah, I mean, they've played with it over time. It kind of depends who it is. The absolute pinnacle of this is still World War Z by, what's his name? Mel Brooks' son. And the reason is because every chapter, it's not read by multiple people, but it's told from like this person's perspective, and every single person that's on this is a huge person, either in movies or in audiobooks or something. Like if you looked at the cast, the voice cast, Rob Reiner, who just passed, was one of the voices. I want to say he played the wacko, basically the vice president that kind of gets in, that everyone thought he was a little too far out there. Like he was like, yeah, I'm going to read this chapter or whatever. And it's so good. Oh, the book is fantastic, but the reading on it is just phenomenal.
I would recommend it, if you're using Audible, look if they have a dramatized version of it. Mm-hmm. Audible will have both, like by single reader or a dramatized one. And I'm finding a lot of the times the dramatized versions are better.
Yeah, I didn't used to necessarily think that way. What is the book series that I got you started on, Sean?
Yeah,
The Vampire.
Fred the Vampire.
Fred the Vampire. I listened to the first book just being read, and then I noticed the second book was done by multiple casts, and I was just like, let me go back and redo the first one, and it completely changed that book series for me. Like I liked it, and then I loved it after I heard the dramatized version. So Sean's 100% right on that. So, all right, Jen, what's your next one?
I am also going with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Okay.
The book, not the series, but yeah, I hadn't read it before the book club, and I thought it was fun and quirky and weird, and even though some things were kind of annoying, I still liked it overall.
Was anything in particular was annoying?
No, I don't have examples. I just remember the way the story would be so ridiculous or go off the rails in some places, because that's the whole point. I just some of the things I was like, all right, that's enough, but yeah, it's good.
No, I totally get it. And I need to go back and rewatch the movie with, So it's a fantastic movie. It is. I did enjoy the book series. I haven't picked up and kept going with the series. It may be one of those things once I get to another doldrum. But we've got several books that have come out here recently. Like, it's funny. There's certain times a year that I'm just like, I guess I'll go back and re-listen to this because there's nothing really new, or I don't really want to start a new series. And then all of a sudden it's just like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess my next 5 or 6 books are picked for me pretty much. So, all right, Ray, what's your next one?
So it's already been brought up, but I'm going to go with Outland as well, because it's what you guys all said already, but I'm really curious where it's going to go to, because it's a lot of fun, and what else do you have to say? Like, it's just it's a good story.
It is a fantastic series. So, there she is.
Hi, sorry to let the dog in.
I dragged that out as long as I could.
Sorry.
I was going to keep going, or I was going to skip one of the two. So, all right, Chris, what is your next one? Your next book?
Okay, so it's one that I picked again for book club, and it's called A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers, and it's a very short book, 150 pages. The sequel is also, it's called A Prayer for the Crown Shy, which is also a very short book. That book came to me at the exact right time. I needed something like that. It is the first and only time I've ever read a science fiction that was just delightful. Just there was no, I kept waiting for like the shoe to drop. This is how much I've been traumatized by just like books like sci-fi and fantasy. There's always something that's creeping around the corner that's gonna come and get you. And this the entire time, no, it's just what it is. It's just this sweet, delightful little meandering story about about they're not a priest or anything. It's just this devotee of their kind of religion and a robot, and that's it. And just kind of finding the meaning of life and what it means to everybody and different people and why and perspectives and stuff, but nothing bad happens. And it was just like nice.
Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need low key. We've talked about this. Like,
it was like the perfect palate cleanser, because it was just like, you don't know what happened before. You don't know why these people are on this particular mood. You don't really know why, and you don't need to, because you're just following sibling Dex on their journey with the robot, and that's all you need. And it's lovely.
And a cup of tea.
And a cup of tea.
And a cup of tea.
And sibling Dex gets around, by the way. Like,
if I remember correctly, this is the book that made me question my intelligence.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, it was like staring at a painting, and it was like, it's a beautiful painting. I don't get it, but it's beautiful. You know?
Why?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh man, Sean, what's your next one?
Well, you'll have to excuse me because they decided to vacuum right outside the room right now. So I don't know.
Oh, do you want me to come back in just a minute, or
I just keep muting? I don't know if it's that loud or not, but
it's fine. It's not that bad.
Stopped. There we go. Well, my last one's Bobiverse. I don't know how many times I've listened to it.
Yeah,
some books better than others, but yeah. Back to Ray, I actually like the third book the best. Kind of wraps things up really, really well. I didn't know they were going to carry on. So, but yeah.
You know what? If they hadn't have carried on, I would have picked that one as the third one. But because they carried on, that's why I picked the first one, because it just kicks everything off. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like you, Sean. I didn't know if we necessarily were going to get any more, and when we did, Heaven's River to me definitely was just like it's good. I did enjoy Heaven's River, but it definitely felt like it was not on the same level. But then now that we've gotten the next one, I'm just like, I see where we're going now. Like now,
Not So You're Lost was so good, but Heaven's River, I struggle with that one. So.
Born Distracted asked, how often do y'all try reading a type of book you don't usually or ever read? What gets you to try? That's a great question, Born Distracted, and it's this show. That is actually the reason why we started this show. Because a lot of us were listening, reading books or whatever, and we would occasionally be like, oh, hey, I've read this book. I think you might like it. And so we kind of came up with the idea for this show because we're just like, well, what if we forced not really forced. We pushed, we gave each other that push that you needed to be like, okay, Eugene's been going on and on about this book. I guess I need to give it a shot. And now I've got a reason to, because now we're going to talk about it next month. And it has definitely, and I would say for the better, because there's definitely been books that we've read on here that we haven't cared for. But I can at least say now that I've read that book and I've had that happen. It's actually kind of a fun, interesting thing when you're around people that, especially if you think they're maybe a little more intellectual and they're just like, oh yes, have you read this new book that's on the, the top book or whatever? And I'm just like, yes, actually I have. And here's my thoughts. So
I can rip it apart because I have read it, and fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
or you're like, yeah, I read it and I don't fucking understand it.
Yeah.
Yes, and that has happened too. So
that was a lot of, like, I would go out and intentionally try and find books that weren't our typical read, but I was trying to find good ones, and it just weren't landing. Especially my worst one. I did pick a worst one, just because it was the most disappointing.
But
Eugene,
like,
I don't think you meant it this way, Eugene, but I think Ray took that as a personal shot.
I hope we didn't, because we've already had this conversation. Like it's one of the, and that's actually what I was going to bring up, is the fact that it's like you picked a book that was on like the New York Times bestseller list for quite a while, and we all read it and we're just like, what? And so it makes you question. It's like, obviously everyone is into different things. So for example, Christy doesn't really read books. She doesn't really care to read a lot of different books. But like, she has torn through, she actually reread both of the two previous books for the ones that, the cowboy romance series that my sister-in-law has just released. And so like, would that be something I'd be interested in? Probably not. But it's like, there's different things for different people. It's just interesting when you see a book like that reaches this huge audience. And it kind of makes me wonder. I'm just like, did y'all read the book, or are y'all just doing the intellectual thing of, oh yes, well it's on the top 10 list, so obviously I read it. And it's like, I don't think you did. You're lying to me right now. So speaking of list here, let's go ahead and run on to my next one. My number 3. Let's see here. Pull up my phone here real quick, because I do not remember this. Oh, okay. So here's one talking about books that I liked. I recommended for the book club, and no one else really cared for.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think the rest of y'all aren't really big Stephen King fans, and that's fine. I
thought he was going to say, I think the rest of y'all aren't very intellectual, and
because this is not an intellectual book. In fact, it's funny. That is the reason why this book is on my list, is because this is one of the books, for whatever better or worse, I listen to almost every year. I listen to it about Halloween time. This is just a good Halloween book. I love it. I love his reasoning behind it. I get it why you may not like it, because it is very much like the original Dracula. He was trying to emulate that, and that it's told from all of these little snippets and these little stories and everything else. And I really like that about it. If you go back and listen to it again, they've recently updated it, and Joe Hill actually does the intro for it instead of his dad, because his dad's original one was talking about how he loved the old vampire, comic books and stuff like that, and how his mom would look at it and she used to judge stuff, and she's like, well, that's trash. She's never banned anything from him to read it, but she would be like, oh, well, that's trash, whatever. And his final comment on it was, I hope, unfortunately, it came out after she passed away. He's like, I hope somewhere in another universe she's reading this and being like, well, it's trash. It's not bad trash. So, and he was like, that was the highest honor I could have gotten from my mom about my book. So, but yeah, I love Salem's a lot. And like I said, I remember, I haven't gone back and re-listened to the episode, but I remember everyone else was just kind of like, So it's fine. It's okay. So, all right. Joseph, you did your top 3, right?
Yes. I have an honorable mention though. I couldn't decide between these two for number 3. So if you want to do an honorable mention.
Sure. Go ahead.
For me. The Beware of Chicken series.
I get it.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's a cute one.
To kind of emphasize what I said about the Witcher Saga, I read the first one and then because it was free on Amazon, and then immediately went and bought the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I bought them all. I was just like, well, I don't want to accidentally fall down that rabbit hole. Let me make sure. And then I read the second. I was like, nope, next one. Nope, next one. Yeah, and the 5th one just came out this month, last month. I haven't started yet, but I did read the other 4 leading up to it because I was intentionally that was the plan. So I'm caught back up again, and I have a feeling probably after Christmas, maybe even next week, like in that little bit of doldrum, I'll probably read through it. And depending on what I'm doing, like I can go through those books. Of course, like I said, I do it at double speed, about one a day. So, which means I get to reread it a second time really quickly, and then it really sinks in. So, so, all right, Jen, what's your next one?
Okay, I am picking one that is kind of depressing, but also ended up being prophetic in a way. And I actually ended up rereading it earlier this year because reasons, and that is The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh,
You do that to yourself.
Wow.
I wanted to read the sequel, and turns out apparently whenever Trump is elected, that's what I read is The Handmaid's Tale, because that's the first time we read it, and then the second time was this year. And like I said, it was unfortunately very fortune tellery. So not that I love the story itself, but I guess just I'm a glutton for that kind of dystopian
punishment
story. Yeah.
Okay, it was a little further along than I thought.
No, you passed it. It was like number 10 or something like that.
Yeah. Way down there. There you go.
Number
9.
Handmaid's Tale, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's when we decided, hey, maybe we should go back and read some stuff that's a little more classic and stuff that's going on. Because the one we read before that one, which was not a good idea, was 1984.
Yeah, I couldn't finich that one. So when we recommend, I'm like, absolutely not. I couldn't.
2 in a row, that was kind of rough. And like I remember being in despair when we read it the first time, and the second time, like being like, oh fuck, this is even worse. But yeah. I wanted to read the sequels, so I reread the first one because I didn't remember much of it, and that was rough. But I haven't watched the show. I can't do it.
I've heard the show is pretty good, but I've heard it definitely is like it left the first book a long time ago. Like the
first book ends abruptly with quite a cliffhanger, so you don't really know what happens after. And I'd say to keep the show going, you have to make stuff up to fill in the gap.
Hopefully it did better than they did with Game of Thrones, though.
Well.
So, because everyone's just like, I don't like where that ended for the most part. So, all right, Ray, what's your next one?
So I'm going to go to the Trader's Tales of the Solar Clipper as well. The one I'm going to pick, though, is Captain's Share.
Okay, thank God.
I
was not going to write all that out.
Yeah, that's the one critic I will have of those books is the friggin' titles are way too long.
Yes, they are way long. But yeah, I loved this series. This was another Sean pick. I think this is where I coined the term. Maybe that should be a good shirt. Resource management porn. It's because it's literally I don't want to say nothing's happening, but like there's not a lot happening. Like literally those first 3 books, the most exciting thing is the fact that they're going to run a little trading thing and talking about how are we going to get this on, how are we going to trade this, and it's just like, but I'm hooked. I'm there. So,
and for this particular book, what I liked was he kind of finds his own style of leadership. And takes a ragtag group of and he leans into the whole pirates. Like one of my favorite lines is like he's making breakfast and he's like, one of the guys is, what are you doing? He talks about making the anti-pirate whatever. And you see any of them? Like it was just, he leans into it all, and it's all fun. So yeah, I really enjoyed Captain Chair.
Yeah, I do love those books. So, Chris.
Yes.
You're next.
The next one.
Yeah.
There
we go.
There we go.
My next one is also dip. It's Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I like it. This is another type of science fiction that has not an uplifting ending, but a nice ending. I think what it is it's kind of like in the same vein as romance. So for a romance book to be considered a romance, it has to either end happily ever after or happy for now. And so Andy Weir, both The Martian and this one are happily for now, as far as we know, or happily ever after. And it's the same with the Becky Chambers books. They both end very happily. Maybe that's why I like them so much. But the audiobook, again, because I recommended this for my other book group that I'm part of, and it was between people listening to it, and I think somebody actually read it. And all of us who had listened to it are like, you need to listen to it, because the way it's written, you can see it the way Rocky talks, but that doesn't translate. You can't, unless you are a very musical person, you're not going to really, it doesn't hit the same way. So the audiobook is amazing.
It's the Ray Porter.
Yeah. Just Ray Porter. We need to get Ray Porter.
I would love to have Ray Porter on this.
Stare at him and like swoon, and then get him to like read certain things for us. That's what we'll do. But Project Hail Mary is also one of those easily accessible science fictions for somebody like me. It does not compute. I will glaze over. I don't get it. It's very accessible for somebody who's not scientifically inclined. I can get it. It's not the big part of the story. The big part of the story is being human and what it means to be human. So Andy was very, very good at that. And I love the ending. And I
don't say it because I haven't read it yet.
Oh, it's so good.
One of my favorite endings of any book.
But when I heard that Ryan Gosling was going to be cast as Ryland Grace, I was like, why? Why him?
Yeah.
I don't get it. He's too old, because Ryland's in his early 30s and Ryan Gosling's is not in his early 30s. And so all that stuff plays in my head. But when I saw the trailer, I'm like, okay. All right, I can get on board with this. We'll see. He's really I have to remember that he's not Ryan Reynolds, where Ryan Reynolds is just Ryan Reynolds in all of his movies. He doesn't do anything different. Ryan Gosling can actually like disappear into a character.
I wonder if it was one of those situations, and I'd love it if this was the case, is the reason he was just like, I have to play this role. I love this book. I have to play this role. I understand I'm not perfect for it, but I have to play this role. And if that's the case, then I'm already excited for the movie, but if that is the case, that's gonna make me even more excited, just because it's like the people who love something. I mean, going back to The Witcher, the first series of Witcher on Netflix, that was so good, and you can tell like he was like, this is my series. I love it. And then, apparently the whole reason he stepped away was he's like, no, we're not changing the book. We're not doing this other stuff. This is not what I signed up for. So
and that's the thing. Like Henry Cavill was like this because he read the books and he played the games. The games.
Yeah.
And he's such an avid nerd about that kind of thing that's I think part why the first 3 seasons were so good, was because he paid with the detail, because he knew fans would pick up on that. He knew this is going to get critiqued, that's going to be picked up on, that, and then you have Liam Hemsworth. No shocks, Liam Hemsworth, but he is not Henry Cavill.
No, he's not.
and he's not a fan, so he just is like, whatever you give me, I'll do, and I'm not going to have anything to say about it. But Henry, I think, was like a burr up their butts. Kind of like had it with them.
Mm-hmm.
If any of you watch Viva La Dirt League, their group over in Australia, they like to make fun of video games and stuff like that. Video game logic. They did make fun of The Witcher changing characters because they had one of their own actors replace their main actor that played Witcher, and they were like, "Who are you?" Well, of course I'm The Witcher. And like it's just the way he was, and like clearly was not, and like was. It was just a great way of making fun of it all. But
nice.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sean, we're back around to you.
I don't know, honorable mention, I guess.
Sure.
It'd be a toss-up. If I'm going with my replayability, it would be the Demon series. Because I've listened to that one over and over and over again. But I really love Dungeon Crawler Carl too. Like, but I've only listened to that once. I haven't re-listened to any of the books.
Yep.
So, but yeah, Daniel Suarez, man, I love his books.
I do too. I would love. I've reached out to see if we could get him on the show. I never heard anything back. I need to like kind of double down on that and see what I can figure out because he lives in South Texas, or at least he did at one time. So
yeah, show up at his house, see how that goes.
Yeah, that would work great.
In Texas,
yeah, especially with the series that he writes. Like, no, thank you. So, but I would love. Oh God, I would love to just sit down and pick his brain and be like, yeah, Demon was written with the idea that this was just a smart chain that was basically working off different things. Where AI is now. How would you have changed that? Because I guarantee if he doesn't already have one out, he's got another one. It's funny, his latest book that came out, the one about being in space, I thought it was okay, but I didn't realize it was going to be a sequel because he's only ever done one other sequel. And when I read the sequel, I was like, oh no, now this is a complete story. This is fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, because Demon by itself is, if you were to just take it by itself as a book, it's not a great ending. It really is just like, wow, this sucks. And then when you get to the rest of the story, you're just like, oh, okay, things can be hopeful again, and I can live. So,
where is he from, Eugene? Where in South Texas?
South Texas. He was. I think he's moved, but
I was like, if he's from the Valley, I can reach out to him.
Yeah, I may have to do that because, like, seriously, like the way he describes Texas is like how we've talked to we've talked to a couple of authors, and we're just like, you obviously have lived there because you wouldn't know the stuff. There's no way he could know the Houston area unless he actually lived in South Texas. There's just no way. So, Born Distracted asks, what's the ideal scenario to listen to an audiobook? Oh, that's a good question. For me,
are not using your brain. If you're using your brain, if something do not pay attention to the book. And then all of a sudden somebody's dead and you don't know why.
I was gonna say there's two scenarios that pop up in my head. So first time listening to it, I like it when I'm driving because I can listen, I can pay attention to the story, and I'm driving still, but I can at least pay attention. If it's a story I've already listened to, I love those stories when I'm doing stuff like building or painting or doing stuff around the house. Then if my brain does shut off, I can just where am I with the story? Okay, and just keep going. So those are the two scenarios in my head as to what kind of works.
I was going to jump in and say I'm kind of the same way. It depends if this is the first time listen or a re-listen. If it's a re-listen, anytime. It doesn't matter. Like I almost constantly have one earbud in listening to something. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I'm doing stuff around the house, if I'm working on the computer or whatever, that's what I'm doing. Now, if it's the first time listening and I need to like kind of focus in, driving is a great idea. Like you said, that's a great time to listen. For me also, if I'm doing something that's like a brain dead activity that my body's just kind of on autopilot and I can focus on it, that's great. But yeah, like Chris is 100% right. If you're trying to actively listen to what's going on for the story and also actively doing something that takes 2 or 3 brain cells, don't do it. Because like she said, next thing you know, you'll be like, wait, what happened? So,
See,
especially if it's the Princess Diarist, because you'll just be like, what the fuck did you just say?
This is why I think I've mentioned this before on the show. I don't typically listen to fiction. I listen to nonfiction and read fiction physically, because if I lose a part of the story while I'm supposed to be listening, then I have to constantly go back and rewind. Whereas if I'm listening to nonfiction, it's like, okay, I missed something. But I also don't re-listen to things. So it's one and done for me usually. So like if I'm hiking, if I'm walking, that's when I'll listen. I don't have a car right now, so like driving isn't an option. But it's usually for me, when I'm doing something like cleaning, walking somewhere in between things. I'm not doing anything super strenuous usually with my head. But
fair enough. Yeah. Joseph, what about you?
If it's the first time I have to be doing something like driving or walking or something like that, I like to re-listen to stuff, especially stuff that I like DCC, while I'm working out, because I can concentrate on working out, especially if like I'm doing something very boring, like on the rowing machine. Like I can, if you were to tell me, hey, go sit down and row for 30 minutes, I'd be like, fuck, and I'd be watching the clock constantly. But if I were listening to DCC, I'd be there, and after a while, I was like, how long has it been? Where did I go? You know, that kind of thing.
Yep.
What about you, Sean?
I do most of my listening driving. Even if it's a second or third time through or something like that, I don't tend to like doing anything. I'd rather like driving, or I'll like go to my bedroom or something like that and lay back and just listen. Sometimes I'll listen to something that I've heard several times before out in the shop. But for that, I tend to listen to music more often. That it doesn't matter. If I'm going to focus on something, I like to focus on one thing at a time. So,
fair enough.
That's just me.
I know I can't listen while I'm working because I have not addressed a client in email by Carl or something like that. So
yeah, that wouldn't be good.
If I'm working, nothing with a plot line or information can be in my brain.
Fair enough. My next one has also been brought up. I don't want to say I struggled on this, but it consumes my thoughts. Dungeon Crawler Carl, I cannot wait for the next book. I love everything that's happened up to this point. It is hard for me to, when I was going back and I was talking about earlier on, like what 3 series, like if someone were to ask me what 3 series would you recommend? I would probably say Bobiverse is number 1, period. DCC would probably be in my top 3 now. Like it's crazy how much I have grafted onto that series. I love the characters. I love how Carl is progressing. I love how Donut is progressing. Like in that last book, we get some really heartfelt scenes where he's just like, what is going on, Donut? And she's just like, she just breaks down. She's like, I'm so afraid you're going to leave me. And he's like, I'm not leaving you. Like everything else can go to hell. I'm not leaving you, Donut. And just seeing that, that type of a bond, even though it's a sentient cat, it doesn't matter. She's a person and he's a person, and that's his person and that's her person. So, but yeah, I fucking love Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I can't wait for the next book. And I can't wait to go meet the man in a couple of months because it's gonna be awesome. So, yeah. Anyway, all right. Joseph, I know you're done. Did you want to throw out another honorable mention? Or are you good?
I'm good.
All right, Jen.
Yeah. So this is actually probably my favorite of everything we've read. So the only one I was really able to rank. But Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. And also the only nonfiction I'm noticing. But yeah, I just loved the message in the story. The author narrated it, and her voice was just so soothing and musical. And I love the bringing together of Indigenous knowledge with science and all that. So I have her second book, I believe, in my queue on Audible that I want to read, The Service Fairy, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
And it is a sequel?
No, it's just another book. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's like a 4-hour listen. I think it's very quick, but it's about abundance in nature and how. Yeah, but Braiding Sweetgrass, it's a great book about nature if you have the opportunity.
She does have a very soothing voice. And I'm remembering that when you said that she read, I'm like, yes, she does. And this is before I jumped up to 1.2 on Audible, but I remember just, she has a very pleasant, very nice
cadence. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah. I like the way she talked about her daughters. I like the way she talked about her home and
When did we do that one? That one feels like that hasn't been that long ago.
No, it was a while ago.
Yeah, it was probably one of the middle to earlier ones. Yeah.
It was
57. So yeah, about halfway through. So wow, we did the Wizard's Butler back at 56, and the sequel just came out. Wow.
Yep.
So
audiobook's not out yet though.
Yeah. Oh no, believe me, that was the first thing I did. As soon as I saw it, I was just like, oh, it's not there yet.
Nope, not yet.
So yeah. Okay. All right. And it's braided. I couldn't remember. I thought it was braided, but it was braiding. Okay. Ray, what's your last one?
So I'm gonna jump into the Dungeon Crawler Carl series here as well. Specifically, though, I'm gonna call out book 5, the Butcher's Masquerade, because that is the introduction of one of my favorite characters, which is Quasar. If I could have a lawyer, I want Quasar. The series is fantastic. This is also when shit gets real.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good twists in this one. It's after the train and all the confusing parts. There's some cool parts of the Anarchist Cookbook, but you really start seeing the wider world in the Butcher's Masquerade. And it's shit gets real.
I agree 100%. Like the book is a small slice of the entire world, and then like that's when it's just like, oh no, everything's in play at this point. So
you get more Samantha there too.
Do what, Joseph?
You get more Samantha in that one also. She had just been introduced in the book before.
Yeah.
I always forget about that, because I remember when she gets first introduced, I'm like, what the fuck are we gonna? And then I love her.
Oh yeah, she's definitely a character that grows on you, because at first you're just like, okay, well, I guess we'll have her for this whole book, and then we'll move on. It's like, nope, here she comes.
Yeah, and I'm good with it. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Who knew a talking sex head doll that has fangs was going to be an awesome character?
Usually,
poor Jen's like, what are you talking about?
I haven't read any of these. Half the stuff you guys are talking about.
So good. It's so interesting too, because normally when you introduce new characters, it's always like, ooh, are we? But like they just naturally flow into the story. It's all fun.
Yes, it is. Chris.
Yes.
What's your last one?
So I'm taking it way back to when we first started. And this was a bit of a stretch for me, because I'm like, okay, I'm introducing something, I'm going to ask you guys to read this thing that for me kicked off, I didn't realize I loved this genre. And I actually I remember having a quick email exchange with the author, because I read the last book of the series first by accident and didn't know it was the 5th one in that.
Wow. Okay.
No. And then I found out you listened to it, Eugene, and I got really secondhand embarrassment about it, because I'm like, the stuff that's in it. So it's Pleasure Unbound by Larissa Ione. It is a paranormal romance.
Romantasy?
No,
or paranormal. Okay.
Yeah, but I've emailed her before, and she's very nice. Her name's Larissa Ione, and the way that she came about with this series, the Demonica series. This is the first book. Like a wider series, and
15.
It's number 9, I think. Where is it? Oh, there.
16.
16.
Number 16.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me that you were listening to it. I'm like, oh no.
I'm an adult. It's fine.
I can't listen to it when I listen to an audiobook. I'm like, oh yeah. Sometimes I have to fast forward or mute it or whatever till it's done. But I love her writing, because she was a paramedic, and she really tapped into that knowledge, and she's just really good at multiple points of view, and she's one of my favorite authors. And so
she hasn't come out with anything.
She hasn't come out with anything in a really long time, but that's fine. She does collaborations and stuff. But yeah, the 5th book, which is called Sin Undone, was the first ever romance book I ever read. And the way that it started, that one is like, these wolves have to fucking die. And I'm like, what is this? And then I started reading it and then found out that's the 5th book. I have to go back. So instead of doing that to you guys, I was like, let's read the first one. And I remember it not being, you was like, okay, I'm not going to read anymore, but sure. So, I remember that being the response. I'm not going to blame you. I can't believe you listened to it, but okay.
I don't know if I've ever told Christy this. I actually listened to because I was like, I've got to find out what the hell's going on with this. I actually listened to the was it 50 Shades of Grey?
Oh my God, Eugene!
And I was just like,
so bad.
Return.
So bad.
For number one, the writing was not good.
No,
the writing was awful.
But also just like
inner goddess.
Just like it's like this is not a good relationship.
No, it's very abusive.
Yes, like this is not. I understand why the S&M community hates that book because they're like, listen, this is not how you do shit. Like this is how you get into someone gets killed. Yes. And I was just like,
it was a woman cosplaying as a wannabe like S&M or
exactly. Yeah,
you could tell. Yeah. You could tell even if you weren't in that community. Like she clearly doesn't know what she's talking about, and this is very unhealthy.
Yeah,
no, and it's Twilight fan fiction. That's the other thing. It's Twilight fan fiction, and my sister who reads romance, she's never read it before. I'm like, guess what I have in store? Here you go, enjoy. I'm like, there are a couple scenes. Like you don't need that in a romance novel. That just makes it icky and gross. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's not romance at all.
No, it was cringe.
It was gross. Yeah, I didn't make you read that. So,
well, like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not above or whatever reading whatever because, like, Lainey's even said the reason why she's like, oh, I don't know if I could be on the show anymore because the type of stuff I like to read, I don't think I would enjoy. And I'm just like, well, you won't know unless you find out. Now it's got to go both ways. Like, you've got to you've got to read some of the stuff that we're wanting you to read as well. So, we'll hit her with the Dungeon Crawler. If she decides to join, we'll hit her with Dungeon Crawler first. See if she decides to stick around. So, Sean, did you have any more honorable mentions you wanted to throw out there?
No, I like a lot of series, like Red Dwarf, and I didn't mind. I was about to say the Silo Saga. We started that one. I didn't mind it too much. But I don't. I got Deb hooked on that. She like read all the books and like loves the Apple series and all that. Like, all right, whatever, that's cool. But no, the only one that I wanted to put on, the X-Force. I can't believe we haven't done that yet. That pissed me off. And Fred the Vampire Accountant series. I'd forgotten it wasn't on the list either. And yeah, I think I got a couple books planned for my next picks. I gotta get those on the fucking list.
I've got to think about what my next pick is here because we're gonna get to that in a second. So which brings us back to me, and if you don't know what my number one is, I've already mentioned it. It's Bobiverse. It has to be. When we first interviewed the man, I was just like, fanboying out. I'm just like, I'm a Bob. Like, at least at that time, I'm a Bob. My first name's Robert. I literally spend most of my time thinking about 3D printers and how to do stuff. And, I'm a big geek. And
which book? And you didn't pick a book for DCC either.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Okay, no, Dungeon Crawler Crawl. I would start with the first one just because that is the introduction to everything. Yeah. Trying to pick the other ones. No, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right, Ray. I'm probably going to go with book one. I'm probably going to go with We Are Legion, We Are Bob, just because it's hard, though. Now, this is the one that trying to figure out which one is the best one of the series. That's hard because I'm kind of like Sean that I do love how the third book wraps everything up. It does such because if you go back, I don't know if you realize this, if you go back and listen to it, it does the whole thing that I love so much and why Return of the Jedi is still probably my favorite movie, is because you literally have 3 battles going on at once. And he does the same thing here. You have the battle with the others, you have the battle on the planet for the control of the planet, and you literally have the wrapping up of Bob's relationship with the
Deltons.
The Deltons. Yeah. And all 3 of those are woven in together with each other. And I love that one. But yeah, we are Legion, we are Bob. Is fantastic. I'll never forget when I first read it. I was just like, this is fantastic. I have to keep going. Like, this is my type of book. Speaking of that, we've kind of mentioned this. Some people on here are talking about, like, being introduced to different things. Like I said, I was introduced to a book series that I didn't realize what it was. I thought Lit RPG was like a very small community. No, it's a huge community, and I'm so glad that's been blown open. Some of the books, I don't know why they're considered Lit RPG, because I'm like, there's not a lot of RPG stuff in here, but I guess so. But yeah, I have completely understood, and I think it was over the course of this show that the reason why I was not a reader in middle school and high school, the reason I did not like to read, is it may have been a maturity thing, but it was also I could not find something I enjoyed reading. And because everything that we read in school, I did not like it, with the exception of, I think, Flowers for Algernon, because it has got a sci-fi bent to it. I really enjoyed that. And I remember there was one other short story I read. And I was just like, we read more stuff like this, I'd actually enjoy this. But then all the other stuff, I was just like, because I've never been a Shakespeare fan. And so 7th grade, trying to read Shakespeare, like pulling teeth.
Nope.
So, well, that is our series. So my top 5 books were Off to Be the Wizard, Outland, Salem's Lot, Dungeon Crawler Carl, and We Are Legion, We Are Bob. Chris's top 5 were the Quantum Earth series. She cheated. Legends and Lattes, A Song for the Wild Built, Project Hail Mary, Pleasure Unbound. No, the other way. There we go. Ray's top 5 was Project Hail Mary, We Are Legion, We Are Bob, Outland, Captain Share, and The Butcher's Masquerade. Sean's top 3 series, which is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Trader's Tales, and Bobiverse. Also honorable mention Damon. Joseph's top 3 series were The Witcher Saga, Bobiverse, and Dungeon Crawler Carl. Honorable mention Beware of Chicken. And Jennifer's top 5 books were The Princess Diaries, The Power, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Handmaid's Tale, and Braiding Sweetgrass. So let's go ahead and talk about what our next book is. I had to wait to find out what this is Ray's pick, because had Ray not picked this was going to be my pick. Our next book for January, as long as we can get around to it, is Dead Tired. It is the first in a 3-book series by RavensDagger. It is read by Justin Thomas James. It's kind of hard to read here. Dory Sachs, Tina. It's Jeff Hayes is on there as well. It's 4 people, a huge cast of characters. Every moment, though, that Harold is talking is fantastic. Yes. I absolutely fell in love with this character. I understand when we interviewed him on the creative show why he said he's his favorite character to do, because he is absolutely fantastic. The biggest problem with this series is there's only 3 of them so far. Because as soon as I finished book 3, I went to go download book 4, and I was like, wait, what? So
I think for the review on this one, I want to try the recipe at the end. And
okay, yeah.
And we'll eat the cookies live.
Nice.
We can do that.
When are we scheduled to do this one?
Let's see here.
January 20th.
January.
End of January. And
let me just pull up the calendar real quick and see if I can figure it out. Now we can always move things around because reasons. Plus, I mean, this is that time of year, like we don't even have an EG schedule, an Epically Geeky show proper schedule, because we've got so much stuff going on right now. Right now, it looks like that doesn't really work here. Let me make that bigger. That makes life easier. Right now, technically, I had it on the book for January 7th. That's not going to work. We'll push it back. So we'll definitely push that one back throughout the month. So, but it will definitely be, We'll talk about it after the show or some other time. We've got plenty of time to figure it out. So, but I also, I need to get on the ball. I forgot about this. I need to see about who we're going to have next on Creatively Geeky too. So I've got some work cut out for me. Yeah. All righty then. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and move on into our social media stuff. Where can we find you online, Ray?
The Reluctant Yeti on Instagram. You can also follow the.book.peddler.
No, the.bookpeddler.
The.bookpeddler.
I was going to say, I've got it in there. I hope I didn't get it wrong.
Still trying to learn that one,
we're still trying to get it.
Yeah. Yeah. And have we talked about on this show? We've talked about on this show. Why?
I think so.
Okay. So if we haven't, go watch the latest episode of Creatively Geeky, where Ray and Chris talk about their new baby, as it were, for the next ever. So
yes.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Chris, where can we find you online?
Instagram at Moody Midlife, and also Instagram at the.bookpeddler. We are trying to figure out social media. We're not big social media people to begin with, so this will be interesting. I think once we open and get things more kicked off, it'll be more part of it. But like right now, we're so deep in fix-ups and renos, which we just finished painting. We haven't
pics to the group.
We haven't been posting much.
Fair enough. Jen, where can we find you online?
Instagram at Het's Gonna Be Me, and Sustainably Geeky, which is another show that we do under this umbrella, which is also available on all your socials, including Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky, it's the same handle, but
fair enough.
I only post environmental stuff there. So
Alex is wanting me to create a shirt that is basically me as Thanos holding the Epically Geeky gauntlet, because there were 6 shows and I was just like, well, technically Jen's show's not my show, but it's part of the group, so I guess it fits. So anyway, I don't think I'm making that shirt in particular. Let's see here. Joseph, where can we find you online? And look what I did. It's there.
Hey, it's Mojo7 on Blue Sky is where you can find me.
Which, by the way, Blue Sky's got to get this whole like how to find it situation taken care of. This is ridiculous. Because everyone else, it's facebook.com/whatever, instagram.com/whatever, x.com/whatever, and it's just like, no, it's bluesky.app/profile/ and I'm just like, what? So
someone else has the URL, I think, for Blue Sky, so they had to do that dumb shit.
Fair enough. So Born Distracted says, peace to all, peace to you as well, sir. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm glad you joined us. We'll get to that in a second. Sean, where can we find you online?
Your favorite broken toy on Instagram and TikTok.
Oh, okay. So you're playing over on TikTok, huh?
Oh yeah, I goof around on both.
Nice.
I'm all over the place. I'm fucking
fair enough.
Wikipedia still and all that, yeah.
And as always, you can find me online at Optimus Gene. And then of course, check out all the stuff at Epically Geeky as well. For the people that joined us in chat, we didn't have many this morning because it is kind of a weird time for us, but we got Born Distracted. Glad you came in, asked some questions, and then of course my boy Wolf has had to join in with his well. Speaking of which, we do have some new shirts over on the site, so we'll talk about that here in just a second. I guess for everyone on the site and everyone in the chat, have a good day. Make sure to check out epicallygeeky.com, where you can find all of the shows that we do, including the Epically Geeky Show, Marginally Geeky Book Club, Creatively Geeky, Sustainably Geeky, EG Live, and EG Gaming. But before you do, make sure to like and subscribe here on YouTube. And if you're a person with a human-style body, why not head over to our TeePublic store and grab a t-shirt, hat, shorts, or whatever else they sell to cover that body. You can find the link in the show notes. And thanks for supporting us here at Epically Geeky. See you next time.